So this is also same butadiene 1,3-butadiene. I'll draw the same compound plus styrene. Styrene formula now we know very well. Again, same process. So CH2, one hand open, CH double bond CH, CH2 hand open, bonds with CH of styrene, CH2 of styrene. This CH is connected to the benzene ring N. This is Buna S rubber. This is Buna S. This is Buna N. Okay. So these are the two kinds of synthetic rubber that we prepare. So there is another kind of synthetic rubber which we are also going to do. So I am going to rub this part. Our next synthetic rubber is neoprene. Is neoprene. Neoprene is called synthetic rubber. Okay, it is called also synthetic rubber. So the monomer is 2-chloro. So this has only one type of monomer, 2-chloro 1,3-butadiene. So quite same kind of compound. And this 2-chloro 1,3-butadiene is called chloroprene. So NCH2 double bond C 2-chloro. So here I will put Cl CH double bond CH2. So this will polymerize in presence of peroxides. So in a similar fashion, so CH2, don't show this arrow in the examination when it is a theoretical examination. You can do in rough. So this is nothing but neoprene. Okay. So that is another kind of synthetic rubber that we are finished over here. So that is all about rubbers. Is this? This is process of vulcanization. So in process of vulcanization, what happens is tensile strength increases, elasticity increases, and resistance to abrasion. Resistance to abrasion increases. Now, how does this vulcanization process happens? So, natural rubber is generally heated with 3 to 5% sulfur, and we get vulcanized, cross-linked rubber. So, this is a synthetic polymer that we talked about after before few maybe few minutes or hours. Okay. So, this natural rubber is having this sulfur, this crosslinks. These crosslinks are formed by sulfur. So these crosslinks are generally double bonds. Okay. And due to this only there is increase in elasticity, hardness, tensile strength and everything that you know. Also due to this another thing is important, that is this vulcanized rubber has low water absorption. So this is also very important. We don't want our rubber to absorb water. That will be blunder. Okay. So now we will be moving on to synthetic rubber. After this, we are going to move to synthetic rubber. Now we will be doing biodegradable polymers, because polymers is having nowadays lot of health hazards due to choking of different drains and all. Polymers is having lot of health hazards indirectly, not directly. You can't say polymers are directly responsible for any kind of health hazards or environmental hazards. Indirectly, they are definitely affecting. So, see, polymers in one hand, you can say polymer is a blessing. You have to agree. You cannot disagree to it. Polymer is a blessing because if there was no polymer, the prices of various things would have skyrocketed. Let's talk about an example. If at this moment of time there was no plastic almiras, there are no fiber almiras, or toys would have been made by wood or iron. Just think about a instance in which there is no plastic in your house, including the buckets you are going to use in your house will be iron buckets. Many of you still have iron and aluminum buckets in your house. Prices of the things would be skyrocketed, and the problem with this iron articles are they are very prone to rusting, so they need paintings and all. Costing increases again, whereas plastics don't need all these things. In many cases, plastics has replaced various metals and wood in a greater than good way, I will say, to help our cause. So, to be very honest, you cannot do without polymers. Problem with polymers is like the James Bond movie. Polymers don't die. Polymers don't die. That is the problem. You cannot degrade the polymers. This is making polymer curse for mankind. But believe me, you cannot stop anything that has already been through so much of uses to human beings just by banning it or replacing it with something which is not and which will never be able to replace it. So that is why we need polymers which are biodegradable. So there are certain polymers manufactured that are biodegradable polymers. So we'll be discussing two such polymers. Number one is poly beta hydroxy butyriate CO beta hydroxy valerate. So the short form of it is PHV PHBV BV beta valerate. So how is this manufactured? Let's see. CH3 CH OH CH2 COOH plus CH3. So this is 3-hydroxybutanoic acid. If you see, this is 3-hydroxybutanoic acid. Please write down the UPAC name. 3-hydroxybutanoic acid. CH3 CH2 CHOH CH2 COOH. So this is 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. ठीक है? So this will form this kind of polymer. CH, I am writing is as R. Okay. CH2 CON. So this is basically having nothing but ester linkages. Okay, ester linkages will be there. This OH is going to do ester linkage with this COO, and this R part basically contains this whole OH and stuff. That is why this hydroxy is still there. Okay, so this is your PHBV. The problem is this can be used, no problem, but if you use it in suppose some kind of cooking and all those things stuff, then there is a problem. susceptible to